manpower and stocking up on medical supplies. Local clinics take steps to deal with an increase in COVID cases and other acute respiratory conditions. And sirens blare in Tel Aviv for the first time in weeks. Hamas's armed wing claims it launched a big missile attack on Israel ahead of potential ceasefire talks. And also tonight, embracing new families in an old neighborhood. Activities for those in Jalan Besar to learn about the area's history and culture, including a heritage trail. Singapore's central bank says it's seen good growth in the use of cross-border payment links like QR code payments or pay now transfers to recipients located in different countries. It expects to see higher value and volume of transactions from individuals, along with a rise in tourism. Businesses too are looking to adopt such payment linkages to create a bigger impact. Nadira Zaidi reports. Businesses too are looking to adopt such payment linkages to create a bigger impact. Nadira Zaidi reports.
For local companies like Kofu,
basics. This means washing your hands regularly, as well as wearing a mask or staying at home when unwell.
Singapore Airlines says the plane that operated SQ321, which encountered severe turbulence on 21st May, has returned to Singapore 5 days after it made an emergency landing in Bangkok. It landed at 1:39 p.m. today. SIA says they obtained the necessary approvals from relevant authorities in Singapore and Thailand, and the investigators as well as the aircraft manufacturer. It adds that the aircraft was also cleared by its engineering and flight operations teams before departure. 52 passengers and 1 crew member who are on board SQ321 remain in Bangkok, and this includes 40 patients and a crew member receiving medical treatment in the hospital. Among them, 5 are in the intensive care unit. They are 3 Australians, 1 British and 1 New Zealander. SIA says that it's still fully cooperating with the relevant authorities in investigations. And still ahead in news tonight, from trade to regional security, South Korea holds talks with China and Japan ahead of their rare trilateral summit tomorrow. Plus, 2 deadly fires in India killed dozens at an amusement park and at a hospital.
My Mitsubishi Electric StarMax aircon saves me energy and money. It's easy to clean and is so quiet.
Welcome back. Explosions have been heard in Tel Aviv after sirens rang across the Israeli city. Israel's army reported at least 8 rockets were fired from Gaza's Rafah. Hamas has claimed responsibility for the attack. Sirens went off over an hour ago, with Israel's military warning of possible incoming rockets. This is the first time in Rafah. Hamas has claimed responsibility for the attack.
The first by a Japanese leader in about 12 years amid strained bilateral ties over historical disputes. The leaders held bilateral talks ahead of the trilateral summit on Monday. President Yoon and Mr. Lee agreed to launch a diplomatic and security dialogue and resume talks on a free trade agreement.
我们也都坚持开放包容，努力求同存异、聚同化异，维护我们合作的良好氛围。我们也都坚持互利共赢，加强务实合作，利益融合，促进共同发展繁荣。这些宝贵的经验值得我们双方加倍珍惜，并且要长期坚持。
And at the meeting between South Korea and Japan, both leaders agreed to reaffirm ties in order to form a united front in face of North Korea's rising threats. Relations between the two neighbors have rapidly improved since President Yoon's administration dropped its demand that Japanese companies compensate Korean victims of forced labor during World War II. But not all are happy with this. A small group of protesters gathered outside the Yongsan presidential office, saying there cannot be an alliance between South Korea and Japan until Tokyo offers a sincere apology for the atrocities committed during its colonization of Korea for 35 years from 1910. Meanwhile, when the leaders from the three countries meet for the trilateral summit
in Bangladesh have been evacuated as the low-lying nation braces for its first cyclone of the year. Cyclone Rimal is forecast to make landfall in the next few hours as a major storm. Weather officials have... Welcome back. Welcome back. New families living in one of Singapore's oldest residential estates will soon get to discover more about the place they call home. The People's Association will run a so-called Explorer Trail in Jalan Besar from next month to trace the area's history and culture. Alif Amshah reports.
Just in time for the school holidays, this little pamphlet trail starting from June, they can decode clues. The most excited, his 4-year-old son Lucas, who's looking forward to new discoveries and new memories.
Still at home, the wages of security officers at Northvale Condominium in Choa Chu Kang have gone up thanks to a company training committee grant. The funding from the National Trades Union Congress has also enhanced the security of the condominium. NTUC says new security measures helped improve productivity, paving the way for better wages. The condo now uses facial recognition for residents to access the property. Almost 200 CCTV cameras were also installed, enabling the monitoring of key areas to be more efficient. This reduces the need for physical patrolling, allowing officers to focus on other tasks. Some Northvale condo security paving the way for better wages.
Have certainly helped enhance the security of the condominium. But more importantly, it has improved productivity and enabled the company to pay our security officers better. Certainly helped enhance the security of the condominium. But more importantly, it has improved productivity and enabled the company to pay our security officers better.
Local director Chiang Wei Liang has put Singapore cinema on the international stage with his feature debut, Mongrel. It won the Special Mention Camera d'Or Award at this year's Cannes Film Festival. The accolade recognizes a director's first film that showed exceptional quality. Mongrel premiered in its category among 21 films from 14 countries. The story follows an immigrant worker in Taiwan who tries to care for the elderly and disabled. The protagonist also struggles against being exploited by his boss. Mongrel is one of 3 Singaporean-produced films selected at the festival. More than 30 projects by Singaporeans have been showcased at Cannes to date.
Year on year, we constantly see success stories. One of